Hey, this is Ted from Greensbury. We're kicking off summer right with some of my family's favorites on the grill. Today we're cooking our American-sourced, organic, grass-fed, grass-finished New York strip steak. We're cooking our grass-fed bison and some organic, free-range chicken breast. We've got 3 simple preparations that the kids can get involved in, and it's gonna have your friends and family lining up for more. The first thing is our 100% organic, grass-fed, grass-finished, American-sourced New York strip steak. Now what I'm gonna do here, real simple. I'm just gonna put a little bit of salt, a little bit of fresh cracked pepper. I'm gonna do that on both sides, and I'm gonna just throw it straight on the grill just like that. We're gonna finish it with a little compound butter. Next, this is a staple in my house. This is our organic, free-range chicken breast. Here I've just had it marinating in Italian dressing for about 24 hours. I just use my favorite store-bought brand. You can use your favorite brand. You can make your own Italian dressing. Either way, this thing never fails. Guaranteed to be a hit with the kids and the family. And finally, the signature dish of the meal, our grass-fed, American-sourced bison. Now what I've done here is I've made a dry rub. The recipe's here on our website, but it's got coffee grounds, it's got oregano, it's got smoked paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, salt, pepper, sugar, brown sugar. I mix that all together. What I like to do is make a big batch of it. I keep it in a Tupperware container in the cupboard, and I just work off that all summer. All I do is I sprinkle that on both sides, let it sit in a container for about 12 to 24 hours. We're gonna take it straight out of here, put it right on the grill. It's gonna be delicious. While I was seasoning the steaks, I turned on the grill so that it could preheat. It's been heating for about 10 minutes. I like to get it to around 375, 400 degrees. That way I know it's nice and hot. The other thing you want to make sure you do, get those grill grates nice and clean. I already went in there with a bristle brush, a steel wool brush. What that does is make sure nothing's going to stick, and make sure what you're cooking now doesn't really pick up the flavor of whatever you cooked before. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put on our New York strip steaks. Again, these are American sourced from USDA certified organic farms, and they're all grass-fed and grass-finished. Listen to that sizzle. That tells you the grill is nice and hot, just the way you want it to be. One of the things a lot of people don't realize is that organic, grass-fed, grass-finished beef tends to be lower in calories and lower in cholesterol than conventionally raised beef that you're going to buy in the grocery store. And grass-fed, grass-finished organic beef tends to be a little bit higher in omega-3s, those healthy fatty acids that we're all trying to get into our diets. So the next thing we're going to cook is that grass-fed bison. Again, it's been sitting in that dry rub. Look at that, it's absolutely beautiful. Same thing, I've got my hot grill. I'm gonna put these on right next to the strip steaks. Hear that sizzle again. Those strip steaks really starting to smell delicious. Can't wait to get those off. We're just gonna lay those on like that. And they're gonna sit on the grill. I'm gonna let all this sit for about 4 or 5 minutes. I set a timer, then I'm gonna check them, flip them, let them cook a little bit longer. Finally, we're gonna start cooking our organic free-range chicken. Again, this has been marinating in Italian dressing. Got this ready to go. Just gonna let the excess drip off a little bit. Now listen to this when it cooks. Ready to go. You can hear that sizzle. Again, lets you know we've got a nice hot grill. One of the things you want to be careful of is because you've got that marinade dripping off there, your grill may try to flare up a little bit, so you just want to keep an eye on that. I tend to turn my grill down a little bit on the side where I'm cooking the chicken, try to keep those flames from flaring up and burning it. So we got everything on the grill. We're just going to close it, keep the heat in. We're going to check it in about 4 or 5 minutes, give everything a flip and see how it's doing. All right, it's been about 5 minutes, so I'm going to check everything. Looks beautiful. We're gonna give everything a flip here. New York strips coming out nicely. You can smell the coffee and the paprika coming off that dry rub on the bison. There we go on the strips. Looks nice. Now we're gonna start flipping the bison. Not everyone has tried bison. One of the things you may not realize is that bison is a very lean red meat, and that's the reason people love it. But you've got to be very careful because it's easy to overcook, so pay attention when you're cooking it. While the steaks are cooking, we're going to do a little vegetables. I've got a cast iron skillet that's been heating over the charcoal grill. What I like to do with the vegetables, we're just going to put a little olive oil on there. Sprinkle a little salt. And of course, some fresh cracked pepper. Real fresh ingredients. Just some light seasoning. And then we're going to throw them straight in the pan. Listen to that sizzle. That tells you that's a hot skillet. Now if you're doing this and you've got kids around, make sure they keep clear of this all the way out to this handle. That'll get super hot. You don't want anybody to touch that. But now we're just going to let those things go for a while the steaks still cook. We're going to keep an eye on them, stir them around from time to time. Boy, I wish you could smell this. It smells incredible. All right, the steaks have been resting for about 10 minutes, so it's time to start plating. I'm going to start with the New York strips. Put those on there. And then our vegetables. We're keeping them warm on the grill. Put those on there. Looks delicious, ready to eat. Next, I'm going to plate the bison. I am not kidding when I say I really wish you could smell this. That coffee, that smoked paprika, the smell is just amazing. Really smells like summer. Again, we got some vegetables to go on there with it. Absolutely perfect. And now the marinade chicken. Look at that color. That's from that marinade. Now we're going to add the vegetables. I'm Ted. Thanks for cooking with me in my backyard. I'm excited to dig in. I'm going to start with the coffee rub bison. Thanks.